Good evening, my name is Mr. Curtis. I'm the faculty leader of PE here at Prince Henry's Grammar School, and the purpose of this video is to talk you through some of the questions that we usually get asked on the live Year 9 options evening. So GCSE PE, the course structure, the students will be assessed on both theoretical knowledge and their practical performance and analysis. So the theory assessments are worth 60% overall and the practical assessments are worth 40% overall. It's important to note though that all students in years 10 and 11 continue to take part in 3 core PE sessions a fortnight. So that's down from 4 in Key Stage 3. And then GCSE PE students would get an additional 5 lessons of PE. 4 of those would be in the classroom working on theory, and then 1 lesson would be a practical lesson each fortnight. In terms of the theory assessment, students will sit 2 exams at the end of year 11. Both exams will be out of 78 marks and 1 hour and 15 minutes long. They're made up of a series of multiple choice questions, short answer questions and 2 extended questions in each paper. Each exam is worth 30% of the overall grade. First paper, paper 1, we look at topics such as applied anatomy and physiology, where we look at body systems, we look at things like musculoskeletal system, cardiorespiratory system, movement analysis, where we look at the lever systems and the planes and axes. Then we look at physical training methods as well as fitness components and how we would test various fitness components as well. Paper 2 then, very different. Look at sports psychology, look at information processing, arousal and how to overcome arousal levels. For example, we look at social cultural influences, factors affecting participation, commercialization, how technology has impacted sport. Then we look at health, fitness and well-being, such as sedentary lifestyles and somatotyping. The practical assessment then, students will be assessed over the 2-year course in a variety of different activities and sports, and they'll be given a mark out of 25 for each of these. 10 marks will be given for skills in isolation and 15 for their effectiveness in a full competition. Students must be assessed in a team sport and an individual sport, and then the third sport can be either. The best individual and team scores will be put forward with their highest score from a third sport. Students have to also complete a written analysis and evaluation of a sporting performance to bring about improvement in that specific sport. That's marked out of 25. So here's an example. So we've got a student who's got top individual sport of golf, top team sport of netball. The next best sport is swimming. And then the analysis of performance and evaluation had a score of 18 out of 25. So if we tally all those up, this student here would get a score of 72 out of 100 going into the 2 exams in summer of year 11. In terms of practical activities, these are determined by the DFE. So there are only certain activities that students can take part in and do. And these are the ones listed on here. So there were a couple of additions last year, and the ones in blue are the ones that we can offer in school and that we will assess within school. Any of the other activities, the student would need to make sure they get footage of, or we could come out and watch them compete live. In terms of results then, we've got some strong results over the last few years. We compare very favourably when we look at national results and also competing with other local schools, and the vast majority of our students do very well in GCP and end up using it as one of their attainment A scores. In terms of staffing then, there's obviously myself. I lead the course. I've been an examiner for AQA since 2005 in both GCSE and A-level PE. Mrs. Hollywood is also a GCSE PE examiner. Most recent exam, myself and Mr. Hyam taught the PE groups. This year, myself and Ms. Thomas are teaching PE groups. And for next year's exams, at the moment, the current year 10, I've Mr. Hyam and Mrs. Hollywood. So we tend to share it around a little bit, and all PE staff are involved in the practical assessment of GCSE PE students, as well as the marking of their analysis and performance work. First of all then, frequently asked questions. The type of student that would normally fit in onto the GCSE PE course, there must be an element of interest in sport, and actually it's really important that your son or daughter or the student that's looking to take the GCSE course is taking part in sport of some sort outside of school. 40% of the marks, remember, are awarded for practical ability and knowledge, and therefore it's imperative that students are regularly competing in at least one sport to help develop this side of the assessment. Do students need to purchase a revision guide? No, they don't. Students will have everything they need to revise throughout the course within their 2 GCSE PE folders, and they'll also have access to an online resource called the Ever Learner, which gives them 24/7 access to course tutorial presentations and also practice questions. Then what sort of career pathways can this course lead into? Well, at Key Stage 5 here at Prince Henry's, we offer BTEC Sport and we also offer A-level in the sixth form. And many of our students have gone on to study the following at university. We've had a student this year gone to St Andrews to study medicine. We've had students studying physiotherapy, sports science, sports studies, coming on to be teachers, looking at sports psychology. But any of these pathways would really be suitable pathways once they'd studied GCSE PE and potentially on to do BTEC Sport or A-level PE at sixth form. If you have any further questions, please visit and read through the options booklet, or feel free to contact me at school via the info@princehenrys.co.uk email address. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.